Here's a quick and easy way to know what kind of supply you are to the narcissist. Remember, the narcissist has different supplies for different reasons. The narcissist can have a supply who is just a beautiful, pretty girl that makes them look good in front of their guy friends, all right? Remember, narcissism goes both ways, but I always talk from a female perspective. But they have female narcissist as well, okay? So you might be just this pretty girl and you make the narcissist look good to their family or to their friends, especially to their guy friends, because especially a lot of guys choose their partners to impress their friends, their guy friends. They want this beautiful girl or this successful girl, this girl that just makes them look good, all right? Let's move on from that topic. The narcissist could also have a supply who is a good cook. The narcissist could have a supply who has a home, and the narcissist is broke and does not have a home. The narcissist could have a supply who can, get them into important places. The narcissist can have a supply who can get them that job they need. They have different supplies for different reasons. The narcissist, one of the biggest thing for a narcissist, most narcissists, is that they need a support supply. And what is a support supply? A support supply is the supply that doesn't just give them one thing, but gives them a lot of things. So this is what you may call a grade A supply. A grade A supply is that successful woman who has money, she's responsible, she has her home, she has businesses maybe, or she is a nurse, she's doing she has a really good job, she's making good money, she has her stuff together. This is a grade A supply for a lot of narcissists because they know that when they're with you, a lot of their needs are going to be met. So this is how that relationship goes. When you first meet that narcissist, you're doing better than them. You know that you have more money than them, or you have your ish together more than them. But what they do is they give you that 20% that you don't have. So maybe you might be 80%. You have the career, the beauty, the togetherness, the, responsibility. Like you have your ish together, right? But you're looking for that 20%, which is probably that male figure or the love. And you know that this person don't have that 80% that you have, but they have so much of the 20%, and you really want that. So you're willing to let your guards down. You're willing to, lower your standards a little bit to date this person because they're so good to you. But they're only good to you for those first few months. The first few weeks, the first few months of the love bombing stage. So they're loving on you. They are such a gentleman. They're giving you compliments. They're showering you with gifts, with whatever little money they do have. They're picking you up from work. Oh, you don't have to drive. They're opening doors. They're taking you out to dinner. They're doing all of these things with the little resources that they have and making you feel so loved and so appreciated. Once you get hooked, once you fall for it, then the tables change. The tables switch, okay? The tables turn. You become that grade A supply now. And this is how you can tell you're the grade A supply. Once the love bombing phase start to fade, you notice that they start asking for a lot of things. They'll either ask for it openly, or they'll manipulate the situation and make you feel like they're not really asking. They're just sharing something with you. And now you are Captain Save a Narc. So now you want to save them. Now you want to help them, right? They have you hooked to where you're trauma bonded by them or with them at this point. You have fallen for them. You have probably isolated yourself from your friends, your family, your coworker. You have gone against everybody's will. Everybody has told you, this might not be a good look for you, sis. He seems like a gold digger. He seems too good to be true. He seems this, he seems that. But when you go home to him, he's telling you that, oh, those people are jealous of you. They're jealous of our relationship. They don't like you. Oh, this person said this person. You're at a point where this narcissist is your only person. You truly believe that this is the love of your life. This is your soulmate. You are stuck on this person. Then they'll slowly take you off of that pedestal and flip the roles. Now you are the one who is catering to them. So again, how they do this is they'll start asking you for things little by little. Today they'll say, oh, I'm so late on my card note. I can't believe this. I never ever want to be in a position where I have to ask my woman for money. I'm just in such an uncomfortable position. Would you borrow me a few $100s? And you're like, sure, absolutely, because they have never asked you for money before, right? So you're like, absolutely, I'll borrow you some money. And bam, you go and give them a few $100s. And then the next week they'll come back and say, I'm so embarrassed to ask you this, but I'm late on my rent. Bam, oh, I got you, I'll give you the money. Little by little by little, they always have something going wrong. They'll again either ask you directly, or they'll find a way to manipulate the situation where you are offering help. They'll come to you and say, my mom is sick, she's been hospitalized, I don't know what I'm gonna do. They're not asking you directly, but they're putting it out there so that you, Captain Save a Narc, bam, I got it, I'll pay for your mom's hospital bill. Why didn't you just come up to me and say it? Why didn't you just tell me? And they're like, oh, I don't like being in this position. My least favorite thing is asking my woman for money, blah, blah, blah. Constantly, you're always fixing something for them. Maybe they got pulled over and got taken to jail. Now you're billing them out. Maybe they're late on their child support. Now you're paying child support payments. Maybe they have lawyer fees. Maybe it can be big things or small things. But this is how you know you're a grade A supply for the narcissist. You know because you're constantly fulfilling their needs. These are things that they used to do for you before for a very short amount of time, maybe the first 6 months or the first 3 months. But now the roles are reversed and you are the one constantly pouring into their cup. You're constantly doing things for them. You're constantly there to their rescue. You're constantly in the support role. You're constantly there to pick them up. You're constantly there as a mother. You know how when you're a kid and everything that happens, your mother is there to fix it? You find yourself in that motherly role and you're always saving them out of something. This is how you know you're a grade A supply. And I don't want you to get confused by this. Being a grade A supply is not a good thing, sis. It's not because they love you. It's not because you're important or more important than all of the other supply. It just means that you have so much to give to them in so many different ways. You're not just serving like one role. You're serving so many different roles. You have a roof over their head. You're paying their car note. You're paying child support. You're making sure they have food. You're making sure they keep their job. You're making sure they look good in public. You're doing so many different things for them. You're feeding the kids. You're mothering the kids. You're mothering them. You are holding the relationship together. You're holding the marriage together. You're making sure the household is held together. You're doing so much for them. This is how you know you're the grade A supply. And it's not a compliment. It is not a compliment. Nobody is special to the narcissist. You are a grade A supply because you serve so many roles for this person. Don't let them trick you. Nobody is important to this narcissist. Nobody is irreplaceable to the narcissist. Nobody is invaluable to the narcissist. The narcissist will drop you like that the minute they feel like they have a better grade A supply. So don't be fooled by this fools.